Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Jake here and welcome back to another Pokemon Go PvP video. And in today's video, we are going to be going over Clefable in the Twilight Cup, guys. So to begin this off, Clefable is kind of a wild card pick. It can be risky, but it can also pay off massively because a lot of people in this cup will be running things like Tyranitar, Toxicroak, Alolan Raticate, a lot of other tanky mons like Umbreon. Right before we get into this video with the matchups against the top 24 of the Twilight meta, I would like to say, if you guys are new here or if you enjoy this content and you haven't yet, please smash that subscribe, leave a like, and comment down below what you guys think about Clefable in this cup and whether or not you'll be running him on your team or her. Clefable? I don't even know what gender Clefable is, but to get right into this, guys, we are going to have battles. I'll put a timestamp right here for when the battles start if you guys would like to pass on this first analysis of matchups. So getting right into this, Clefable against the top 24 of the Twilight Cup meta, and the ideal moveset obviously is going to be Charm, and you definitely want that Meteor Mash, and then you can either choose between like Psychic, Dazzling Gleam, but I would go with Psychic Meteor Mash. And the only thing that Clefable is weak to in this cup is poison moves. So you definitely want to watch out for the pure poison types if there are any. And yeah, so I guess the top 24 here, you guys can check these out on your own. They're pretty much standard, a lot of the top meta Pokemon. And we are in the Zero Shield apiece. And Clefable actually wins 13 and only loses 11, so really good rate there. It'll obviously dominate the tanky, anything that's dark, basically. Charm will absolutely annihilate that, dominate everything. It dominates Alolan Raticate, Umbreon, Sableye, Frostlass, Toxicroak, because it is weak to those charms. Ninetales, it destroys Tyranitar, it destroys Haunter, it even beats Azumarill, beats Drapion, Crobat, Skuntank, Togekiss. So yeah, that is what it beats without shields, guys. So even though it's weak to poison type moves, the Charm will really hurt anything that is neutral even to it. So this is kind of very similar to Jungle Cup in the sense that Charm is a very hard-hitting move, and it does a lot of damage through shields. So you definitely want to watch out. So things it'll lose to are Qwilfish, Alolan Muck, Alolan Marowak, Venomoth, Dustox, things like Nidoqueen, Golbat, and then we have the grass, and then the water poisons that are Venusaur, Victreebel, Gloom, and Tentacruel. So these losses aren't even that terrible, other than Tentacruel. Clefable is pretty tanky, guys, as you can see here. 143 stamina and 111 defense. That's pretty good for a Great League mon. It's not like levels to Azumarill, but it does do a lot of damage, and it holds its own pretty well. But yeah, that's with shields down, so it's definitely dangerous. And then we move into one shields here. It wins 10, loses 14. It beats the same things pretty hard. You have no chance if you're running Umbreon, T-Tar, Toxicroak, Sableye, Raticate, Drapion, Alolan Ninetales, Haunter, Frostlass, and even Togekiss. So, in my opinion, Clefable is probably the best fairy type in this meta. I know lots of you are on that Wigglytuff hype, but Wigglytuff is taking neutral damage from counters, whereas Clefable, since it's pure fairy, is only taking resisted. So yeah, you have that, and then it loses to Azu just barely, Alolan Muck just barely, Skuntank, Crobat, Qwilfish, Alolan Marowak, the Nidoqueen. Earth Power is just too strong, and Poison Jab also does a lot of damage. It will lose to Golbat pretty hard because it has Poison Fang, and that charges up extremely quick. And then it'll lose to the grasses because they are, I believe, resisting fairy type moves because they are part poison. Yeah, they are part poison. Yep. Poison does resist fairy, and poison is also super effective against fairy. So there's that. It's the reason why it can take take down the part poison darks, because they are also part dark, which means that resistance is now neutral because of its subtyping. And obviously it'll lose to Tentacruel, Venusaur, Venomoth, and the Venomoth counterpart. So there you have it for 1 shields, guys. You guys pretty much can understand the gist now. But then we get into 2 shields, and this is where it will be really safe as a lead. It will win 13 and lose 11. Again, dominates the darks, dominates anything that's ice like Frostlass and Ninetales. Those are just too squishy, and Charm just eats through them really quickly. It will dominate Haunter, Azumarill, Drapion, Crobat, Skuntank, Togekiss in the 2 shields. The rare Pokemon that beat it will be things like Alolan Marowak, Alolan Muck. Venomoth is a great counter, and so is the Dustox, Golbat, and then obviously the grass types again. So these matchups are pretty even throughout all shielding scenarios, so you don't really have to relearn new matchups. So there's that for you. And yeah, guys, let's just take a look at one quick sim right before we get into these battles, just to show you guys how much pure raw damage Charm does. Take a look at Tyranitar real quick. We don't even need to put the charge moves. Watch this, guys. Boom. 22. Am I reading that right? Or is that 32? 22 damage per Charm, guys. And this is only 1 time super effective. And then if we look at things, something like, you'd think that Skuntank would be able to beat it, right? Well, you are right without shields. Charm does 17 damage per hit to Skuntank, guys. So it will be able to beat it in the 1 and 2 shields. All you have to do is commit 1 shield here. But by the time you kill this Skuntank, you have a Meteor Mash ready, and that does a lot of damage. So overall, Clefable is a great fairy type, if not the best to choose in your Twilight Cup teams. For any of you who have tournaments coming up next month for the Mirror Cup, Clefable, definitely a really strong pick that you should consider using. So with all that said and done and dusted, let's get right into the battles featuring Clefable. Alright, guys, so getting right into this first battle against a subscriber. His name is FP6. We're going to be opening Clefable, and he opens Skuntank. So this is the exact matchup we literally just looked at. And I feel Clefable is really safe as a lead. Not many people, I feel, would run Venomoth as a lead. Nor Venusaur, because there's so many poisons out there in the meta. There's so many flyers in the meta as well. And look at that, guys. We take out the Skuntank, and we charge a Meteor Mash fully. We did burn a shield, but I'm okay with that with switch advantage. We're going to force that shield right here with this Meteor Mash. And boom, that shield is taken away by Golbat, and we do a tiny bit of chip damage. So Charm just eating through health. But now is a little tricky, because we know those Poison Fangs will do a lot to Azumarill. Or, well, they won't do quite a lot, but they'll add up for sure. Because Golbat is super spammy with these. But we do want to force his last shield out with an Ice Beam. So that's what we're going to try to do there. And here we were going to debate switching, but we didn't know what he had in the back. So we don't want to risk getting countered by a Toxicroak there. So we're just going to stay in this. We make a big mistake here and shield this, thinking we we're going to get to another Ice Beam. But he actually had 2 Poison Fangs back to back. So not a smart play by us. We definitely should have saved it for this Tentacruel, because look at what he has in the back, guys. He's going to switch out into Toxicroak. Now, we're going to paint this Toxicroak, but unfortunately for us, we can't get that Hydro Pump before he can get Mud Bomb. So we're going to have to eat that damage and then finish off this Toxie with a Hydro Pump. Tentacruel is so good in this cup, guys. It's a great closer. But unfortunately, this Golbat has an Ominous Wind, and it's going to finish off my Tentacruel. So my biggest mistake in that match was shielding that Azu. I should have just counted. I've been being lazy with my counting lately. And yeah, that overall makes us lose that game. So GG's, and let's get into game number 2. Alright, guys, jumping into this next game here, we're going to be going with Clefable, Venomoth, and Drapion. This lineup I have, guys, is pretty cheese. I'm going for just heavy damage through shields. So things like Confusion users, things like Charm, things like Bite, I'm running Bite on Drapion. I'm running Confusion on Gallade. But anyways, this is one of the worst matchups that Clefable has in 2 shields. It's this Moth. So I think we're gonna tank this, right? Yeah, we're gonna tank it. We don't want to give away a shield that early, and then we're gonna switch into our Bite Drapion, which is a great counter. Look at that damage, guys. It's so fast. And he brings in Golbat, which is another counter that we actually win it against with this Drapion. We know Ominous Wind isn't going to be very effective, but he gets a boost, so this is really bad. And in the moment, I thought, I don't know why I did Sludge Bomb here. I should have just gone Aqua Tail, but it wouldn't have mattered, really. He would have shielded both regardless. He's going to be able to feint us down there, which is really bad, because the last 2 things we have are both get soft beat by Golbat. So we're going to just let this Clefable go. And then we're going to bring in Venomoth. Now, this thing is still alive somehow, and we're going to decide to not shield, but that Poison Fang still does a lot of damage. But we still have the shield advantage. We still have 2 shields. It's just a matter of what he has in the back. And let's see. It's going to be that Venomoth again. But good thing for us, we saved a shield, and we are able to finish this Venomoth off. And what's in the back? It's Skuntank. So unfortunately for us, we are going to fall by quick moves here. He decides to not block. A boost here would have been really nice. It would have maybe given us a shot back into this game, but even with that shield advantage, we can't finish it off because, well, that Golbat really hurt us a lot. If we had more HP, we probably could have finished that game off, but it is what it is. Clefable here, doing a little bit of work. Not the best showcase, but I will have more battles very soon here. Let's get into the 3rd game. Alright, so getting into this next game, or well, last game against our opponent, FP Sticks. This is only opponent number 1. We have a second set after this to show off to. We're going to be leading Venomoth, and it's a mirror match. So this match is really crazy, guys. This shows how much of a difference IVs make, because you're going to see here that his Venomoth feints me, and his Venomoth is still alive. So clearly my Venomoth is garbage, and his is probably a really good PvP spread. So that right there is the difference maker of this game, because he's going to get switch advantage, and not only switch advantage, he also gets a good amount of damage done to my rule there. So he's going to switch into Golbat, and at this point we're just going to go for the Hail Mary Hydro Pump and hope he doesn't shield. But of course, he still has 2 shields, and he's going to predict that correctly. So not much we can really do here. We're just going to let this Tentacruel eat this Ominous Wind. And we're going to hopefully get off to another Acid Spray, but he's going to opt out of farming and just finish us with Ominous Wind. And this Golbat is really being annoying here. I wish I brought in my Drapion this match, but unfortunately we didn't. But we have Clefable in the back with 2 shields, and this thing is really strong with 2 shields. He's going to decide to switch out into that Frostlass. And you guys are witnessing how much this Charm is doing immediately. He's going to have to block this Meteor Mash because that is super effective. And look at those charms, guys. Unfortunately for us here, though, we are going to lose by just a hair. Because he gets off that last Avalanche during our last Charm animation to finish it. If he hadn't gotten that off, we would have potentially been able to get to that Meteor Mash before Golbat got to a charge, and we would have had the game. But it is what it is. Very well played to my opponent. I was a tad salty about that Golbat boost, but it is what it is, guys. In my opinion, we've been using the Clefable really well so far. Let's get into the next set of 3 battles. Alright, guys, so getting into this next set of battles here, we're going to be going up against an Ultra Friend is named Collection 03, and we're going to be deciding to go in with the Clefable lead, Venomoth in the middle, and then our Tentacruel in the back. So jumping into this first game, like I said, we're leading Clefable, and he leads Azumarill, so this is a positive matchup. As long as we shield both charge moves, we should be good. So immediately we're just gonna go for the Meteor Mash. He gets off his charge move first, obviously, and it's a play rough, so we're gonna block. Now I didn't know in this matchup that a play rough will feint me from the HP I'm currently at. So we decided to let this go through, and it does a lot more damage than I thought it would have. So unfortunately for us, we do actually lose the mirror, or not the mirror, the opener, the 2 shield. But that's perfectly fine. We're gonna come in with our Venomoth, trying to make him think we don't have another counter to Azumarill. So he brings in his own Venomoth. So we know this is a good matchup because you guys know we have Tentacruel in the back. But we think he has Toxicroak. So actually we're gonna make a swap here in a Tentacruel, and he's gonna make a kind of a blind swap into his Toxicroak. And guys, he has no shield, so you know what this means. We know Mud Bomb won't KO us here, and we know we can get to this Hydro Pump. And this thing is gonna nuke this Toxicroak out of here. He kind of had no choice because I had a feeling he had that Toxicroak in the back, so that is why I swapped. And I even saved the shield for this matchup. Now he does have a Poison Fang Venomoth, so he's going to get 2 back-to-back on me. I sadly don't have a Poison Fang one, but that's okay, because we are able to finish off his Venomoth. That's going to be a GG in game 1. So guys, getting into this next game here, we're going to be running with our really cheesy Drapion with Bite, and then our Clefable in the middle. And I think we had Tentacruel in the back, or Venomoth or something. But yeah, anyways, he opens with Venomoth. So this is a really good matchup for Drapion. And as you can see, he's going to have to switch out there into his Azumarill. But we decided to actually stay in here and try to do as much damage as we can with this Sludge Bomb. We predict he's not going to shield because he probably doesn't think it is. We did try to swap there, but that's okay. We're not going to shield this because we know Drapion can tank it. And we're going to switch into our own Azumarill for the mirror match. So in this cup, I don't think you should run Hydro Pump, to be honest. Because there's already tons of poisons out there that counter you hard, so you want to get as much damage as possible, as quick as possible. So yeah, we're going to farm there and finish his Azu off with an Ice Beam. As you guys can see, I have a ton of energy stored, and he brings in that Moth again. So we're going to go for the Ice Beam to potentially force a shield. He does shield. And Azu is actually a soft counter to Venomoth in this cup. So I'm okay with shielding here. You know it's going to be a Poison Fang. And we actually get that Ice Beam before he gets to another Poison Fang. So that's great. He's going to decide to commit both shields, and that's perfectly fine. And he almost got really greedy there. We almost got to that next Ice Beam, but he has a bunch of loaded energy. But that is perfectly fine because we still have this Drapion in the back. So let's go. We're going to decide to not shield. And then he's going to make a swap into Toxicroak. And this is where Clefable shines. Look at that pure damage, guys. We think this is probably going to be a shield bait, so we shield. And of course, it is a shield bait, but that's perfectly okay. Because we should be able to feint this Venomoth with a Meteor Mash. And we get to it, and this is going to be GG. That was a perfect showcase of this Pokemon in this cup. It counters so many Pokemon that are super important in this cup, like Toxicroak, like anything that's Poison Dark, it counters quite well. Although you're definitely going to want to get these matchups when Clefable has shields. Yeah, that's one thing to take into note. So with that game done, let's get into the final game of the video. So jumping into this final game, we're going to be going with Venomoth as a lead. We have our Tentacruel in the back for that shield. And then we have our Spotlight Pokemon, Clefable, in the middle. So it's going to be another Venomoth versus Venomoth. This time, I decide to shield this Poison Fang. Because we know, since he used a Poison Fang, we got an extra Confusion in. Which you don't want to do in mirror matches. You don't want to use your charge move. But regardless, we get turn advantage. Or not turn advantage. Switch advantage, sorry. And then we are able to luckily get off. Oh no, we can't get 2 silver ones because the Undertap just for some reason wasn't working there. But regardless, we have the wall to Azumarill, and that is our Tentacruel. So you guys should definitely know this matchup. Tentacruel will absolutely dominate Azumarill. It's resisting all of its moves pretty much, and it's doing super effective damage. But he's going to decide to swap into his own Clefable. So this is my strategy here, guys. We're going to Acid Spray this thing. And immediately we're going to switch into our Clefable, because his defense is now lowered, and we're going to be able to finish off the Clefable before it gets to a charge. And then look what comes back in. It's that Azu, but again, his defense is lowered. So this is prime time for this Pokemon to just run through everything. So that's definitely a pretty viable strategy. Use the Acid Spray, and then come in with the hard-hitting Charm User, and then boom, you are looking solid. But Moth could definitely put a wrench in that plan, so definitely watch out for Moth and for the Grass, running those two in pairs at least. So yeah, guys, that finishes it for the battles, and that finishes it off for my spotlight of Clefable in the Twilight Cup. So for those of you who are interested in Twilight Cup, if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to smash that subscribe, leave a like, and comment down below who you think the best fairy type is, and whether or not you think this Pokemon is worth using in the cup. With all that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, the beginning analysis of matchups, and then the battle portion. Tell me if you want to see more of these for different cups, and I will certainly try to produce those for you guys. So yeah, that's it for the video. Again, hope you all enjoyed, and be sure to smash that bell on my channel and follow my Twitter and my Twitch to be notified whenever I go live and post a video. I always post on there, guys. I'm most active on there and here, so make sure to follow my Twitter. You will find the link down below. And yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and until the next one, guys, I will talk to you all later. Have a fantastic day with your rocket grinding, and I will talk to you in the next one. Peace out.